Welcome to Northwest Football. This is head coach Josh Robinson, and we're here to talk about our last game versus Cedartown High School and our season in general and all the things that go into making a football season happen. I hate it for our seniors missing the playoffs. We had accomplished so much the last few years with a lot of those guys, all of those guys involved, but a lot of those guys at the forefront of the involvement the last couple of years of us hosting home playoff games and winning back-to-back playoff games at home, stuff that's never been accomplished, to unfortunately not making the playoffs this year. But we knew as the region changes that there would be some issues trying to make it. We had a lot of teams back with more experience than us, although we had our seniors, a handful have been starting 3 years. We faced teams with 15 guys that were starting for 3 years that been playing a lot since they were sophomores and returning a ton of people, and we faced some Division I players and all those kind of things, but all excuses to the side. At the end of the day, it just did not work out for us to make the playoffs because of how difficult the road was. I feel like we had a good football team and we made just enough mistakes throughout the year to prevent us from going to the playoffs. But nonetheless, that doesn't take away from what our guys accomplished. Friday, we ran into one of those teams with multiple Division I guys. Some of the guys at number 27 for them is going to be, he's kin to Nick Chubb. He's going to be a SEC caliber football player, but he doesn't even touch the ball for them right now because he's a sophomore and they really only need him on defense. So we faced a really good football team. I thought back prior to the game and then post-game, I think their defense is one of the top 5 defenses that we've ever taken the field with. Probably the last one that was that good was probably Blessed Trinity a few years back, and they ended up winning the state championship, and Cedartown certainly has that ability to do it. Overall on the night, the statistical speaking, our defense struggled at times, our offense struggled at times. We also had some good moments. We executed in the second half. They came out. They had secured the region championship and the 1 seed and home in the playoffs for 3 rounds. And they decided to play their starters in the third quarter, which is more than fine with me. And our first offense executed, went down the field and scored a touchdown, and that may not seem like a big deal considering the score, but their starters were in there, and they've only given up 4 touchdowns. That was the 4th touchdown they'd given up with their first team all year long. So they'd given up a few others with their backups, and I thought our defense play had a valiant effort. I thought there were times we stopped them, and then their speed just would get to us. So they were able to throw the ball up and catch a couple of deep balls on us, which has really plagued us all year. So overall, I thought our kids played really hard. I think that's a testament to them as individuals and what they believe in and how much their teammates believe in. And I think it's a testament to the coaches and the values that we have preached to those guys that they have really brought in and they're going to use in their lifetime. And at the end of the day, I've said it, some may watch this show for the first time and think I'm just saying it because we didn't make the playoffs, but I've said it every year. At the end of the day, we want our kids to be better husbands and better fathers and learn life lessons from playing football here at Northwest. And, those are easier to say when you win and make the playoffs and accomplish the history type events that we have the last few years, and they're a little more difficult to say now. But it's the God's honest truth. When I see these guys years from now and my coaches are out, I want to know how they are as a husband, how they are as a father, and how they're working. And I believe in this group of seniors is going to be really high in that list. So, it was one of those things that unfortunately we had to end the season with the number 1 team in the state and a team that's fully capable of winning the state championship, but we still had some good moments in the game. At this time, let's take a break and look at the highlights. Here we are with our fan support here, and they're lining up. They're no-huddle wing tee. Connor Cummins does a great job of stringing it out, and Dominic Smith comes up and makes a play. Here they're running the waggle, trying to throw the ball deep. We kind of give up a little bit of ground there, but Reese Cowart recovers and knocks the ball loose. Here we make a good tackle. I believe that is Jax Brooker in on it. Again, they run the buck sweep, and we got Gian Gomez, Jax Brooker, Bryce Bryant, Jackson Holder, a few of the people that I see there. Come back, they're running fullback ISO. There's Caden Ramsey taking on the block, and Jax Brooker finishing the tackle. Here they're running the trap. Jackson Holt kind of gets upfield a little bit, but then I believe Connor Cummins and Caden Ramsey in on the tackle. It's 14-0. At the end of the first quarter there, Ike Ralston does a great job of setting the edge. and Reese Cowart comes down and gets a tackle. And we kind of get them going backwards there. They end up coming, and they call pass interference on that play. But nonetheless, we get a stop right here. Good tackle by our secondary, and they run a quick pitch, and there's Ike Ralston fighting on the outside, and they ended up fumbling on this play, and unfortunately Dominique was out of bounds when he recovered the fumble. There's Jax Brooker, Dominic Smith, Raven Foster, Jake Billing, Connor Cummins all in on the tackle. Here they are running the jet again. Here's Connor making a big tackle on the jet sweep. Been a really good play for them all year. They had one long rush on us. Other than that, our guys did a pretty good job of preventing the big run play, but they will operate on the short field so much because they're so good on defense. Here's a big stop. They were trying to get in and score, and we ended up turning it over on downs and then punting back to them. Here's our guys still playing hard. Braxton Floyd, Raven Foster, Jax Brooker all involved. They come out and they're trying to throw the ball up here, and they kind of overthrow. Reese Cowart with adequate coverage there, trying to throw deep again, and Hudson Gray does a good job of preventing the completion. We make them punt. I believe at this point it's in the third quarter. They get a good punt off, and Braxton Floyd ends up fielding it and getting up to about the 35-yard line. Here is our scoring drive. I believe, if memory serves me correct, Owen completes a pass to Hudson, and we want to say congratulations to Owen. He finished in the top 10 in Georgia for career passing yardage. Obviously, that's a big accomplishment, and this drive was what put him over the top for that, because he was right on the cusp. He was number 11, and Jace Talley ends up catching a touchdown. Great fitting for Jace Talley. He did a stupendous job for us and played really hard throughout the year. Congratulations to Owen and all our receivers that played a role in that. And I believe he was just shy of it, and that pass right there is what put him in the top 10 all time. Hudson Gray, a really good player, is going to be back for us with a completion and having another catch along the sidelines. Owen doing some good passes, and our O-line protecting very well, and we end up with Jace collecting another pass. Again, he's such a great young man and had a good job for us, and we end up completing the pass to Braxton Floyd, who caps our scoring on the night, and then Grant Holder with the extra point, Braxton Floyd with the hold, and Jax Brooker with the snap. So that'll be the final time we say that with those guys, as they're all seniors. Here they are running the buck sweep, and we set the edge, and Ike comes up, kind of misses the tackle, but slows him down enough for Gian Gomez and Jax Brooker to get a tackle. They continue to run the sweep. We got Jax, we got Gian, which our defensive line, and Ike did a good job of stringing it out. Running the trap, here's still Gian and Ike in on the tackle. Both ended up with productive nights, and at the end of the day, we ended up with the Bruins losing the game 58-13. At this time, let's take a break.
Reese Cowart, number 3, and I play safety. I guess beating Coahulla this year. I hit Central's running back towards the end of the game this year. Hit him pretty good, so that felt pretty good, I guess. Losing to Coahulla. I guess everybody on the football team.
Braxton Floyd, number 7, wide receiver, DB. That life's not really easy. You're gonna have to go through tough times and just gonna have to get back up and keep fighting. Probably Fayette County last year, a 4th down stop at the goal line, and probably won us the game. It was one of the greatest moments I've ever had playing football. There's plenty, but probably losing to Cahola my junior year. First ever team to ever lose to Cahola. All the coaches, every single one of them, especially Coach Rob, letting me, especially when he let me quit. I quit and then I came back. He accepted me back. All the coaches accepted me back. But other than that, I thank everybody, my family, everybody, players, all my teammates, everybody.
Grant Holder, 14, kicker. I would say it's just a great atmosphere and you really build a connection with your teammates. Probably it was the game against Heritage, I'm pretty sure. I had 2 onside kicks back-to-back that we recovered. So they signaled for a deep kick and I did an onside kick and we did not get the ball back. That was like JV game or something. I would like to thank the coaches, my parents, God for giving me the ability to come out and do what I do, and then my teammates for always being there and supporting me.
Owen Brooker, number 15. I play quarterback. A lot of just, loving what you do, and I guess just I appreciate the history of Northwest, and all my family, like I said, went here, and it's really a family thing for us, I guess. I don't know. I guess just both the playoff wins we had my sophomore and junior year. We had a last 2-minute drive there to win both those games, and we scored, right at the last second. It was nice. Probably Heritage my junior year. It was like 3rd and long, and I went in for defense on one play just to cover this guy. And I got a pass interference and got them a first down. It's the only defensive play I played the whole game, and I got him a first down. First of all, I want to thank God. He put me in this position. I was blessed to have a lot of great moments here, and thank all the coaches, Coach Robinson, Coach Fisher, Coach Sams, all of them. And then my parents, Mom and Dad, for just, teaching me to be tough and to work hard for what I want. And my grandparents, my brother Jeb, my sister Annie, really just the whole family, everybody really.
Dominic Smith, number 25, and I play corner. I got a couple actually, but my most favorite would have to be when we beat Stevenson my sophomore year in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, that was my favorite moment. My shining moment would have to be back when I was a little peewee football player. It was when I was first playing football. I was running back, got my first touchdown, and I just look over to the sideline. I just see my family, my mom, all enjoy, and just happy for me and everything, supporting me. That would have to be my favorite moment. It would have to be when I got absolutely demolished by the Cedartown running back my junior year. He was a pretty big dude. I got straight up demolished and flattened. It was embarrassing. It would have to be this whole senior class because I've been with them all 4 years. They all been by my side. We all made a freaking brotherhood. We all grew up together. We all been there for each other. If I need some help, I know I can call up one of them. They'll be there on my side no matter what happens. And I'll be there for them too as well.
My name's Ike Ralston. I play outside linebacker, and my number's 28. I don't know. It's a good place to be and good teammates and friends at school, and it's just, I don't know. I'll miss it a lot. Probably beating Colorado this year, and it was just a big game and tough win, and it was a close game, so that's probably it for sure. Probably the worst moment I ever had was last year against Stevenson. We played it Saturday on a 3:30 for some reason on a Saturday, and the first play of the game I was on kickoff, and the guy fair caught the ball, like he waved his hand, and I don't know, somehow I didn't see it and just decked the guy and got a 15-yard penalty for it, so that's pretty bad. Probably Coach Rob, my family, everybody on the seniors on the football team. I mean, it's been a great time, and I'll miss a lot. So, but definitely Coach Rob, and he's changed my life, I'd say, for the better. So, yes, sir.
My name is James Brooker, number 38, and I play middle linebacker. Probably just the friendships I made and the brotherhood that we have down there, and just how much fun we had, and just the experience. It was just awesome. Probably when we beat Fayette County and we got to the second round we went to the Sweet 16 for the second time in school history, and we won 2 playoff games at Northwest. That was probably the best moment, just knowing that we made history. I got ran over one time by C.J. Washington, plays for Georgia. I mean, he ran me. I mean, I was right on my back, and it was not cool. I like to thank Coach Rob for coaching me all these years. I like to thank my dad and my parents for always being there for me and always showing a lot of support, and just my whole family, really, for showing so much support.
Connor Cummings, 45, outside linebacker. The family here, the culture, it's all good, and that's one thing that'll stay with me the rest of my life. I think it would have been beating Stevenson when we was here, and we shouldn't have beat them because they had like 10 to 15 D1 football players. Probably losing to Cullah Creek junior year. My family, my coaches, just anybody that's been with me along the ride playing football.
Jackson Holt, number 51, defensive nose guard and defensive end. The brotherhood that we have, we're real close, and you got people you can trust. It's like a second home when you come to campus. My sophomore year, when I got like 4 fumble recoveries against Southeast, like almost in a row, or not in a row, but almost every drive, which was pretty cool. This year, when I became the first Northwest Bruin to get a holding call on kick return. Coach Rob and Coach Miner for keeping me in line and making sure I don't quit if I ever you got down or something, and my dad for showing up to every game even though he had to cancel work and stuff, and just all my friends that support me.
My name is Colton Harrington. I'm number 53 and I play D-end. Whenever we were playing against, I think it was Sonorville, and they were never calling anything, and Coach Rob just started yelling at him and telling him how much the game meant to us as a person. It really showed he cared. That's a hard question, actually. I've been playing since I was 5, so there's like a lot of stuff I can think back to. I'm gonna say Friday night, whenever number 10 ran up my gap and I bear hugged him, took him to the ground. Oh, man, it'd be Darlington. Ike Ralston, number 28, was running down the field. He got a pick, surprisingly. Ike caught a ball. And this big boy from Darlington started running at him. and it looked like he'd make the tackle, like he had the right angle. So I dove in front of him, and it was like hitting a trampoline in a brick wall, and I just bashed out to the side. I'd like to say thank you to my parents. I'd like to say thank you to my senior class, like my guys, my teammates, and Coach Rob and Coach Miner, because I was an idiot freshman year and got kicked off the team. Coach Rob gave me another chance.
Jackson Greason, I'm number 56, and I play offensive line. Well, it's just like a one big brotherhood, really. I mean, if I have a problem, I can go to one of my football buddies, and we'll get it sorted out. And it's just one big family. Shoot, it was last year. It was first round of the playoffs, and it was one of the first drives of the game. I went down, and I'm a really undersized offensive lineman, and all I remember is I was just on top of two guys, and I was just like, man, it's pretty fun right here. Well, it happened this season. I think it was against Heritage. It was one of the very first plays, and I was pass blocking for Owen, and I tripped over our running back who stayed in the block. And all I remember is I was just on my back with him on top of me. But I think we scored that same play, though, so it was okay. I'd like to thank all the parents, getting kids here to play, all the corporate sponsors, just for all the stuff they do for us. It's hard to do all the stuff that we get to do, and they're really a big part of it.
Gian Gomez, I'm 59. I play O-line and D-line. That, like, no matter how hard it gets, there's always a way, and just figure it out. There's never an excuse for anything. It was probably just a play by me, but, like, my sophomore year, we went against Stevenson at home. I don't think we should have won that game because they're a really good team, but we found a way, and we won that game. I think it was like 7 or 8 years old. Yeah, 7 or 8. I got a pick, but I didn't think I could run because like I was over the weight limit. So I just stood there and I just got tackled. I want to thank my coaches because like they've been through a lot, and then my parents. My parents have supported me a lot through football, and they're just like they're always there for me. And yeah, God, because like without him, I wouldn't be here really.
My name is Bryce Bryant, number 65. I play nose guard. It's hard to pick just one because I haven't been here that long, I'll be honest, but we just had a bunch of fun moments on the football team, I'm not gonna lie. Some just constant fun. There's been some bad moments when we lost, but every loss is just Every win, we just had the most fun possible. Like you come in the locker rooms, everyone's throwing up water, people sliding, seeing a coach start dancing too. I didn't start off as a nose guard. I started off playing offensive line. And I remember, this is the moment I truly fell in love with the sport too. I just got this dude and started driving him like 20 yards down the field, and I just pancake him, just started swimming on him in front of everybody. Even my coaches started yelling out pancake. That was honestly the most memorable moment for me. Probably be the time I tried to dive for this dude's kneecaps, and he just like, 3 linemen just landed purely on me. Honestly, I would love to thank my parents and the coaches here because they've took me a long way from like never playing this position to actually being pretty good at it in 1 year. The fact that they gave me so many chances to be great, I would like to thank the coaches here.
I am Jake Billin. I am 66 and I play nose guard. Probably my football family. I mean, there is no other family like you're going to have than your brotherhood with all your brothers that you play football with, basically. My most memorable moment is probably the Coahulla Creek game. I had like 3 independent tackles by myself, like back to back to back, and I was really, really excited that game, and I felt really good. Probably the same game because after them 3 tackles back to back to back, right after that, the center got me and just yanked me down and just rubbed all over me. And I was like, dang, I was at a peak and then I was right back down. And it is what it is. Probably just my family and this whole Bruin Nation, just especially the students for our support. There is nothing like our student section.
Jace Talley, 88, wide receiver and tight end. Summer practices. Hot. With your brothers. Football. Okay, so called in the play. It was like everybody ran go routes and they had a dig across the middle of me, and I caught it and scored in the middle. It was like the 3rd quarter against Cedartown. 8th grade year, we were playing Eastbrook. I played for Westside, and I came around the edge, and I caught a pass, and I had like a 30-yard gain. And after I caught the ball, I was laying on the ground, and I just started puking. That was pretty embarrassing. Coaches, everybody did it with my family.
Welcome back to Northwest Bruin football, and I guess the saying, you know, it's never easy to say goodbye, so I'll say see you later. You know, I really will miss these seniors. I already talked about them. We're going to talk about them a little bit more as the show goes, and one of the things that I say this every year, one of the things that frightens me once we get to the end of the year is me missing someone, so I'm going to speak kind of in generalities in my thank yous for most part. I want to start out with the coaches' wives and their families. You know, there's so much sacrifice of my coaches. I love my guys. They work really hard, you know, and we were basically the same coaching staff that we were last year. Our guys really are invested in the football program. A lot of them have kids that went through. Some of them have kids that are going through now, and you know, I just definitely appreciate my coaches and their wives and their children that suffer time-wise. You know, me personally, my wife Jennifer and my son Paxton and my daughter Ansley, they don't get to see me very much. And I know that sounds probably easy to the most of the crowd, and you know, you don't really understand. You see these college coaches with $1 million contracts and those kind of things. High school football coaches they don't have $1 million contracts. Not me or any of my guys. And when you're missing your family, you really have to love what you do. You really have to believe in what you do. And you know I couldn't do what I have with my family. My wife does a wonderful job. Jennifer raises our kids basically for 4 or 5 months, not to mention the summer months and stuff while I'm gone with the football team. So. You know, just a heartfelt thank you to them. I want to thank Miss Jones. She's been spectacular. The couple of years she's been here, she's been really supportive of our facility upgrades that we want and of our football team and what we want and what we need to propel ourselves to success. And you know, she was just as supportive this year with things not turning out, and that's a really big deal for coaches and for players to know that the principal's really in our corner. Coach Shields said it's exact same things I just said about Miss Jones. He's wonderful. He shows up at every game. He cares about these kids. He knows these kids. He coached track. Several of these kids came through a feeder school that he was at. And he's just really invested in Northwest, and he's really invested in our football program and wants to see us succeed. We're just appreciative of everything that he's done. Miss Humble, our athletic secretary, she's behind the scenes, does a lot. You know, a lot of what I would call the general population wouldn't know what she does for the football team. She does so much, and we're very appreciative of it. Miss Pierce is our secretary for the school, and she has to get subs and put things in and work behind the scenes to kind of help us on the few times we check out, where we go and all that. I just wanted to thank her for it. And then Mr. Maynard, Coach Maynard is you know, he's a former player's dad. He's invested our program. He's done this forever for us, running the technology aspect, not only on the sidelines, but this TV show that you're watching. And he's a really, really great at what he does, and he's also a friend. So it's always nice to have that person that you can talk to that is also on the side of the football team and a big supporter. The quarterback club officers, you know, there's so many things that we accomplished this year. So many people worked, and again, I'm kind of scared to say names because of I don't want to leave anybody out because there were so many involved. But Jake Brooker getting our facilities, working on those upgraded. Aaron Gray did the same thing and worked on our corporate stuff. I believe Andrew Knuckles helped a lot. Mr. Floyd, Brandon Floyd, did a lot of things for us. There's just so many people involved that's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly, because not only did we have our regular football operations, but our facility upgrades that we had that we desperately needed since our field house hasn't been really updated since it was built in '04. So it was really nice to have that. Our quarterback club in general, just great thank you to them and the support that they have and the time that they put in to make money, to accomplish, to have food, all those kind of things. Miss Hook, Jennifer Parker is a person, Ethan Hooker's mom, that has organized all of our food, and that's probably beyond all the other stuff, that's probably the biggest headache there is out there. Our corporate sponsors in general, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. Our young men have used that. We get new equipment and new facilities, new things that we need and that our kids want to fill up to par with other people and feel better and feel good about themselves as they take the field. Super Bruin members, our season ticket members, we have so many that are not just current Northwest people but have been around for years. We would definitely want to say thank you to all of those. Mr. Vanoy in the van, he does an outstanding job of bringing the band. They won all sorts of awards and accomplished a lot of things at the competitions that they go to. And Friday nights would not be the same without them. Miss Enlow and Coach Enlow and her cheerleaders do a spectacular job. They competed at the tournament this past weekend and did an outstanding job. Congratulations to those girls. And at the same time, we definitely appreciate it. The fan support, I know there's a lot of people that show up to the game that you had kids that came here, you have kids that's coming here, or you graduated from here. We want to say thank you to all of those. The central office for being involved and supporting athletics and working with us as we were going through facility upgrades. That's an extremely important aspect all the way around because of the ability of sports to provide more meaning to education for these young people, especially in the level of football. The last two are probably two of the most important. Number one, thank you to the parents. It's not always easy to have your son maybe stand on the sideline or a coach get on your kids and all that kind of stuff. But for caring about your child and getting them here and allowing them to be part of, in my opinion, the greatest game in the world that teaches them so much about life, whether we're 10-0 or 0-10 or somewhere in between, the lessons that they get and you allow them to learn. We definitely have a heartfelt thank you to them. And then probably most importantly, our players in general, our underclassmen put in a lot of work. We're super excited. Our freshmen went 5-1 playing a JV schedule. Not one game they played was against a freshman football team. And I believe they only came up one touchdown short of finishing the season undefeated. Our JV team finished undefeated, 7-0 on the year, had a hard game against a larger school last game of the year and was able to pull it out. So thank you to those guys. And then the underclassmen that participated on varsity obviously had a great year, and scout team and getting our team ready. So there's a lot that goes into it, and the work and what we ask our guys to do year in and year out was the same this year as it was in other years, and we definitely appreciate those guys. And then lastly, our seniors, one of the top groups that I've ever been associated with, and my feeling about how they work and how they care and what they do and what they put in the football program and then what they accomplished it's just amazing. And we want to kind of finish here and mention all of these young men individually. Jake Billing being the first one. Jax Brooker, Owen Brooker, Bryce Bryant, Reese Cowart, Connor Cummings, Braxton Floyd, Gian Gomez, Jackson Greason, Colton Harrington, Grant Holder, Jackson Holt, Ike Ralston, Dominique Smith, Jace Towie. All 15 of those guys played such a huge role in their time here, and we wish nothing but the best. And can't wait to see all the great things that they're going to accomplish. And again, unfortunately, like every year, you know, the majority of teams don't go on to win the state championship. There will only be 7 of them in the state of Georgia this year, and you kind of have to finish. And I take solace in the fact that I definitely know I am truthfully excited about what these seniors will have and what they'll accomplish and what they'll do with their lives. There'll be managers, there'll be workers, there'll be business owners, there'll be all sorts of accomplishments, but at the end of the day, I know they're going to be great husbands and great fathers, which are what's most important. Until next season, when we see you out here, we have more home games, we have another exciting season, we have a lot of talent coming back. You know, we've got to mold that talent and go into this region where, you know, we're playing schools from a kind of a larger portion of the area. Some of our traditional people have left. You know, it'll be another challenging year for us, and, you know, we definitely hope that our young men, and know that our young men will put in the work this offseason to be successful next year. So until the 2023 football season, this is Josh Robinson with Northwest Football.